When I think of post-digital, I think in terms of a blurring of the lines between the real world and the digital world. And we talk, I guess, now in terms of younger generation, in terms of being digital natives and so on. But I think it's bigger than that. And those of us who even didn't grow up with digital technologies are finding ways in which we flow quite easily between the digital space and the real world. That assumes that we have access to those technologies, and we can't make that assumption that we all do, because the digital divide is still pretty real anywhere around the world.
The post-digital age is one in which we're living within digital technologies that's shaping fundamental parts of our everyday lives. On the other hand, there are many continuities between our digital experiences and everything that preceded it. So it is not as if the digital has been able to overcome major questions of inequality, major questions of discrimination, of access, of very unequal access to technologies. And of course, in a post-digital age, we shouldn't assume that everybody, the whole planet, has daily access to some of these technologies. So it's a shorthand for saying that there are some very significant differences in how digitization has shaped areas from everyday human behavior to political culture, but it shouldn't be seen as saying that there has been a break from that which preceded it, nor that it means that all of humanity is living digital lives. But it does point to something that we should be investigating, particularly as scholars and as activists, of how particular technologies in digital circumstances are transforming the world around us.
Post assumes that we're after the digital, but of course we're not. We're still very much in the digital. So it does what the post-digital means. It means ubiquity, and it means hybridity. And by hybridity, it means that we live alongside within digital culture.
When I first saw the conference title of Post-Digital Age, the first thing that occurred to me was the temporal notion of post-digital, that we were being invited to reflect on a society after digital. But now I understand that it's a more fascinating concept than that. And so I think there are many ways in which to conceive of it. Certainly we are accustomed today to talking about the digital revolution and the way that lives are having to be adjusted in the light of digital technology. But it's not a revolution anymore. It's second nature to a great many young people who've grown up in the digital revolution. So to those of us of my sort of age and era who have seen the transformation, it's still something that's novel and we're trying to understand. And rather to younger people, it's something that's innate. So I think the post-digital invites us to understand how we can realign the way we think about the world and society and relationships in the light of this digital presence, which is not going to go away, but which reaches into our lives in very different ways, and of course in very different geographic regions of the world where there are different levels of access to digital technology.